This is going to be an interesting video because we're going to transfer our static website, which we created the past two videos, into a dynamic website. Let me show you this before we start doing anything. So we're going to transfer our doctor's cards. These cards are static, and if I need to change it or add more or edit, I will go to the page and edit with Elementor, and we'll start editing the information here. So this is not what we need. I will start doing this by creating custom post type, which is this one. The custom post type is a place where you can add specific data to it. So in our situation, we're gonna make this for doctors. So it's like posts, but we're not gonna add posts. We're gonna add doctors. As you can see, we have a full list of doctors here. And I can add new doctor, I can edit what I have, and as you can see, I have the name, information, specialty, and a lot of information about that doctor and every doctor I need to create. If I need to create another one, I will have this blank page where I need to fill and publish, and that will be automatically published on the website here. This is the full profile page, but if we go back, we can see here our doctors. Those are the cards that will be generated automatically and dynamically also with all the information here. So without wasting any time, let's see this in action. Let me start with what plugins do we need in order to achieve what we're going to do now. We need Elementor, Elementor Pro, and CrocoBlock Jet Engine. CrocoBlock has a wide variety of plugins, but in this tutorial, we're just gonna use Jet Engine. So here I'm on my dashboard. I will go to the plugins in order to install the CrocoBlock, add a new plugin, and I have it on my PC, so I will drag it and drop. This is the full wizard, which will allow me to install any plugin from the CrocoBlock. Activate that. By the way, I will leave the link in the description below if you need to purchase the CrocoBlock. So let's go and install my key. I just need some plugins, not a full installation. So I will deselect all that and we'll just keep the Jet Engine here. And let's continue. Installed successfully. So the next step is I need to add my media to the media here because I'm going to use some images for the doctors, and these are the images that I'm going to use for the doctors' profiles. So first we need to create the custom post type that will allow us to add all the data for all the doctors. So I'm gonna head to the Jet Engine and go to the post types, and here we can create a new one which we're gonna call doctors. This will be generated automatically. If you need a detailed information about the custom post types, I will leave a link for the video here in the description so you can watch it. So I will leave labels as they are, and for the advanced settings, all that will be good with me. I just need to change the icon here because this is the icon of the custom post type that will appear like those icons here. So let's choose something for doctors. Maybe this one would be good. And for the support, I need the title, I need the editor, and I need excerpt, which is a short description, thumbnail, which is the featured image, and that's it. For the meta fields, I need to add the fields that I will be used to add or enter those information. So I need to add those fields. The first one will be called specialty. This will be a field, and the field type will be select because I need this to be a drop down. And for the select source, we have two options. We have the manual input. We can add those options here, or we can get them from the glossary. The benefit of building this in Glossary is you can use it globally somewhere else. So if you need to use this list in many places, the Glossary is the most or the best place you can build this list. So in our case, we might use this later in more videos. So I would build it in the Glossary. So I just need to go inside the Jet Engine and press on the Jet Engine. I will open it in a new tab. So here I will go to the glossaries and create a new one. And I will call this specialty. The data source is manual. So I will add those manually here. So for the first one, I will add the field value and the field label. And this will be checked by default. This is the first one. So if the user didn't choose anything, this will be active by default. So let me add all of them quickly, then we can continue. I need to save that and go back to our custom post type. Then in the source, I will choose glossary and select the glossary. But because I just created this now, I need to refresh the page. So let's add the post type and re-edit this one. Glossary, we can see now the specialty. The placeholder, we can leave it empty, or we can add select. Select specialty. The field width, we need this to be 33% because we need 3 of them to be on the screen. So I will choose 33.3. And if you need this to be required, no one can submit the doctor's profile until this is filled. You can just put this as required, and I prefer that. So that's it for our first meta field. Let me quickly add the rest of the meta fields we need, and I will show them to you because this is just a repetitive steps. So I will just add them quickly, then we can go through them one by one. So I have added all of them, as you can see, and let's go through them one by one. So the expertise is a field with a text. You can add a text to it. It's 33%, so it doesn't take the full screen. And why I added this underscore here, because sometimes the slug here, when you need to use it in an advanced way, maybe in a code or something like this, it gets conflicted with the PHP files with the WordPress. So I'm making sure here that I don't use the name. I'm just adding underscore before it so I can know this is something from inside the custom post type. Length of work, this is a text. So if you cannot imagine this, let me open the other page. As you can see here, the specialty, the expertise, length of work, email, and phone number. And here we can get the specializations the doctor has. So let's continue this. The length of work, this is a text. The practice experience, this is a number because this is the number of experience years the doctor has. Email, text field, and phone number is a text also, because I don't find it useful to use numbers here because sometimes you need to add a plus sign or something like that, or hyphens. So you can have this as a text to be free to add what you need. But if you need to restrict it, you can add it as a number. Beginning of the shift and end of the shift, this is a time. So the admins can have a scroll bar to manipulate in order to get the time. Specialization. This is a repeater because here we need to add many points or just 1 point or whatever we need. So we don't need to make this just one field or 2 fields or 3 fields. It's not a fixed number. So we need this to be a repeater. So what is the repeater? I will show you this once I submit it, but I gave it a name and I chose the field type as a repeater here. And inside this repeater, how many fields do we need? I need just one field, which is qualification, and this will be text. Let me update this and show you in real time how it looks. Let's refresh the page, and this is our doctors. When I open this and add a new post here, we need to change this to be add a new doctor. This is the repeater. When I press add a new item, I get a qualification. Add a new item, I get another one, and so on. It doesn't matter how many fields I need, I can just add them. So this will give me freedom to add whatever I need. So we need to make it saying add doctors. So let me go back here in the labels. So the singular name will be doctor. So add a new doctor. So this will be good. Let's open it again. And we have here add a new doctor. So the next step is that I need to fill up the doctor's information in this list. Then we can continue creating the cards and the profile page for them. So when we press add a doctor, we will see that view, which not most of people are familiar with it. So if you are not familiar with this view, you can switch to the old view by installing a popular plugin, which I will show you now. Go to the plugins, add new. Then we will install the classic editor. So by installing and activating the classic editor, this will switch us back to the old view if you're familiar with this, if it's better for you, so you can switch to it. Let's see it again. If we refresh this page, now we have the old view, and I prefer this one for the custom post types, or if you're creating posts, pages, custom post types, this will be better. So let's add the first doctor information. I have added all the information for the first doctor, so let's go and publish this. And this will be repetitive for all of them. So let me add 2 or 3 more doctors so we can have a full view when we add the cards to the website. So I have finished, but I forgot to show you how to add the thumbnail or the featured image. So after finishing all the information here, I can just press on set featured image and then choose our doctor here and set it and publish it. That's it. So now we have 4 doctors, and the next step that to build up the card that will be shown on the website, which is this card. Let's build up the cards. So in order to create one card that will be visible for all the doctors, we need to go to the Jet Engine and create a listing. Here we can add a new one, and this listing source is a post. So because those called custom post types and this one is called custom post type, we're gonna choose posts. What is the post type name? I'm gonna choose my post type, which is doctors, and give it a name, which is gonna be doctor's card, and I will build this up using Elementor. Here we can build up our card, but this will be a full screen size, so we will not be able to see the actual size of the card. So on the page we will have 4 cards, so we can adjust this page to be just smaller so we can see it accurately. So in the listing settings here, I need to set the preview width for 350, for example. So here we need a container. By the way, it doesn't matter if the container is vertical or horizontal or any of those. You can choose anything and then later you can change it. Here I need an image, so I will add image, and then I need a heading because we need to add the doctor's name. This is the doctor's image, then we need the doctor's name, then we need to add the expertise. So let's add a new element. So those dynamic elements are coming from the Jet engine. Let me close this and show it to you here in the navigator. Here you can see the listing elements. All these comes from the Jet engine. So what I need is getting a dynamic field. And this gives you more options if you need to filter the data that comes out of the field. But in our case, we don't need that. So I will just go simple in this, and I will not use this one. I will just use the normal heading. And we need 2 headings beside each other. So I will add 2 of them. I can duplicate this. And because the working time will have an icon, so I will pick an icon list for this. So let's search for it. Icon list. So we need 2 of them, one for the time and one for the phone. So we don't need the last one. Let's start styling this. So first we need to pull the data dynamically. We don't need to set something here. We need it depends on the doctor. It gets the right image and the right heading, the right name, all the information for that doctor. So I would press on this image, and here I can see this dynamic tags. Press on it and we can use post featured image. And this is our doctor. Next, I need the doctor's name. So the same thing, I would press on the dynamic tags, get the post name or title, and this is the doctor's name. Then I need the specialty of that doctor. So because the specialty is not something comes with the WordPress, this is a meta field we have created. If you noticed, the title, the image, and the text box, which is the description, those are built inside the WordPress. We didn't create them, but what we have created is the meta fields. So that specialty field and all the other fields are meta fields. So in order to get them, I need to go to the Jet engine here and say I need a custom field, then choose its name. We're on doctors, so I need the specialty, general surgeon. Okay, we're good. I need to add the years of experience, so I will also press on dynamic tags, custom field in the Jet engine, and choose the length of work. Not this one, it's the practice experience. Yeah, this number. But we need to add after this number some text like year of practice. So how do we add that? Press on advanced, and I need to add it after the number. So after the number, I will say year of practice. So 20 years of practice. Then I will need to add the work time. So we have an issue here. We have the work time, the start time in a field and the end time in another field. So we can just get one field here and the other field will be in the below item. So this is not what we need. So in order to achieve this, I will do another trick, which is adding the icon separately, then adding two fields here. So I will not use the list item. I will delete it. So let me first add a container and add those items inside, because inside this container we need it to be horizontal. And then we're gonna add our icon, heading, and another heading, so we can clone this one. Let me style this because it looks awkward now, so let's restyle everything. So for the header, I will go styles. The color will be the blue accent. The font is 20 pixels. In this one, I will go also for styles, the same color. The typography will be Open Sans also, but this one will be 14 pixels, and this will be the same. So I will copy, and here I will paste the style just to save time. But we need those to be near each other, so I will need to add a container inside here, and this container will be horizontal, and then we can drag them and drop here. So we can see them near each other. And the final one will be this. Same color. And the font will be 14 also. Okay, let's choose the icon of a clock here. And make it the same color as the text. This size is good for the text. So now let's get this values dynamically. I will go to the content, and we need the work time here. Custom field, the beginning time, and here we need the end time. Here we need to add a word, which is work, and some space. So we have the space here, and after we're gonna add a hyphen, so we can have those here. Okay, so how can we adjust the spacing here and here? First thing, we have a gap here, which is in the column and row. If we manipulate this, you can see the changes, but we need this to be 0, and we will adjust it manually because the spacing here is different than the spacing here. So let's adjust this to the center first, like this, and I can add some left margins in this area, like that. And here we can add smaller margin to be the same. So this is what we have now. I think this clock needs to be smaller. like that. Then we need to add the phone number. So we can just use the same thing by duplicate this and remove this one. Here we can just remove the work and replace it with phone, remove the hyphen, and then change this to the phone. So we need some space here. I think we don't need that word. The number would be just good. And now we need to change this icon to a phone. I will go with this one. So we need to adjust the spacing here. By default, we will have also the spacing inside here. So now you can see this is on the very left and those are aligned internally to the right. So we can remove or unlock the padding here. As I told you in the previous video, those are by default 10 pixels. So I will unlock this, and this is for all of them. And then I prefer to start adding the margins manually, because if you need that to be a different spacing for each element, you have to add it manually. But in our case, we can just use the same spacing for all of them. So in the main container, I can add the row gap here. But for this one, we might have bigger space. So let's add top margin like this. And now we need, when we hover over this, we have the shadow that makes it like pop up from the screen a bit. So in the main container, I will go to settings, border, then on hover, we're gonna make a box shadow like this. But we need to give it a border radius. So let's make it, for example, 25, maybe 20. Yeah, 15 is better. And also I need to give the same border radius for the image here to be better looking than this. 15. So when you hover, you can see that it kind of pops up of the screen. But we can manipulate that a bit. So now it's better. Let's update our card. And now we need to show this on the front page of the website. So let me close this one and go to the home page, edit with Elementor. And instead of these cards, we need to add our cards. So I will select the main container here. Let me delete them one by one, or bulk select by pressing Ctrl or Command on the Mac and right click and delete 4 items. So inside this one, I need to add a listing widget. This is it, the listing grid. I will add it here. Which listing I'm gonna use? So you have to write down at least one character to start showing you this. So it's Dr. Card. I don't need it to be 3, I need them to be 4. That's why I didn't make the text larger, because we will have 4 of them, so the image will be smaller. But if you're going with 3, you need to make the text a bit larger to be better for this one. So I will go for 4 now. We have our doctors here. We can get more posts by adjusting this one. Currently it's getting 6, but we don't have those 6, we just have those 4 doctors. Whenever I add more, I will get more cards here. So let's set it to be 8. So those will be 2 rows. Update. And let's close this and open the home page. Now I can see my doctors here. Let's add a new doctor and we'll see if it will appear on the website or no. So I will go back to the dashboard, to the doctors. I can create a new one. And let's publish this doctor. Let's first, before publishing this, let's refresh our page to actually see that there is nothing here and publish this. Then I will refresh my page. Now I can see the new doctor here automatically without me adding or editing the page inside Elementor and adding this manually. So this is automated and it's better for website managers or administrators. Last thing we need to add is when we press on that card, we need this to open a full detailed page for the doctor's profile. So we need to see how we can create that page. So this page is called single post page. Let's create one by going back to the dashboard, and this time we will go to the templates, that one below Elementor here. Then we go to the theme builder. And here we need to press on the single post and create our page here. Add new page. So here I need the doctor's image on the left and the information on the right. So instead of building this from the scratch, I can go to the page here. I need something like this. So I can copy this one. I will edit in Elementor. Copy this section here. And I will paste it inside my page. So I don't need the image to be like this. I just need it to be a normal image. So I will remove that hover effect, none, and I will change the image dynamically. Don't forget, we don't set the items here or the images or any element. We don't set a fixed elements. We set a dynamic elements. So I'm gonna get the featured image. And this is not shown here because I didn't tell Elementor which custom post type are we dealing with. So let's go to the settings, preview settings, and here we need to set the content to be doctors. Apply and preview. And now we have our doctor's image. So let's put the name here. And let's remove that line. Here we need to add the excerpt. I will choose the dynamic tag, then post excerpt. Then we need to add some items here. So I can use this one, and I don't need this, so I will delete it. So I will need the first one to be specialty. So I will go to Jet Engine custom field because this is a custom field. Choose specialty, and before that I need the name, so I will type here specialty, and I need this one to be bold. So using this way, it's possible to make it bold, but you will have to write some code. It's not a long code, but you have to write one. I will show you this. Here you have to write the bold tag which is called strong, and we need to close it after this. So the closing one will have this slash, and now we can have this specialty in a bold, and the other text is just normal text. But the other way we can do that is adding two fields near each other. The first field, you can access the styling from here and make it bold, and the second field will be normal. So those are the two ways you can achieve this. But for me, we just added this. It's just the bold tag or the strong tag, which is here. So I will cancel those and copy this and start editing it. Second thing, we need expertise. I will replace the name here. And now we have all the information we need. Under the image, we need to add the about section and the specialization, which is the repeater field. So let me copy that one or duplicate that, and here we need to delete the image. So we need to remove this space to make the text starting like the image here. So let's go to the advanced. We have the left 8, we can remove it, and this is our text starting here. So we can write here, this can be the doctor's name also, Dr. Sarah Snow, but we need something before it. So in the before, we can write about. So let's add the about section here. I will select this. The about section should be here. For some reason it's not here, so as a workaround, we can just add it in another field. So I will select here dynamic. I will grab this dynamic field from the jet engine. I'll put it here. And the source will be the post, and the object field, we need that to be from the content, so the post content. So this is the about the doctor. Let's remove this one. Then we need to add the specialization. We don't need that section, and let's remove that blue background from here. And I will duplicate both the heading and the section by selecting both of them. Right click, duplicate. Then here we can adjust it. Actually, we're gonna call this specialization because it will be a fixed text over everything. So I will just add the name, specializations. So after that, I need to add my repeater, but this field will not render it, so I will delete it and add dynamic repeater, this one. So I will add it here, select my repeater, which is specialization. Then I need to put the name of my field inside repeater here. So let's go back. This is the name. This is the repeater name. This is it. And this is the field I need inside the repeater because we already selected that. So we need this one. I will copy it. and here I will add my repeater name. Just change the name, leave the percent mark. And now we can have all our items from the repeater, but we need them to be a list of items. So instead of div, I'm gonna use li, which is list, but I don't need to be like this. I need it to be vertical. So let's go to the style and make this vertical, but now the dots are appearing between them. So let's go back to the content and remove that span. And instead here I will add break. This break will adjust it to be like a list items. In the style we can just adjust everything here, restyling everything from these items. So let's publish this, and the condition here is going to be not all singulars. We're going to choose the doctors, and this will be for all doctors. Here, all. So this will be just for doctors, not every custom post type. So make sure to use this. Save and close. Okay, now I can see the page. This is everything about the doctor. But what if we go home? Let's open the website again. This is the home page. These are my doctors. Let's open this. But you know what? It's not clickable. I cannot open it. So let's go back to the cards page and add that link for each doctor. So let me close everything here. I will go to the dashboard, and in the jet engine I will go to listings again, edit with Elementor. So here I have two options to make this clickable. I can make the whole card clickable, or I can just make the image or title clickable. So if we need the image to be clickable, I will press on it. Then in the link here, I will choose custom URL. Then the dynamic tag, it's not fixed, so I will get the dynamic tag for the post URL. If I update this and refresh this page, I will find that all images now are clickable. If I press on this, it will take me to that doctor. If I press on this, it will take me to that doctor. But what if I need the full card to be clickable? Let's go back, and this will be from the settings here. Press on it, on the list settings, then make listing item clickable. Let's activate that. The source is permalink, yes. And if we need it to open in a new window, we can do that. Let's make it open in a new window and update. By the way, before we update, you can do this for the image also. Let's go back here. After you choose the post URL, you can choose the link options here and make it open in a new window. So you have the option to make it on image or on the full box here. So let's update and refresh the page and see now the full card is clickable. If I press on the here on the nowhere, it will open the page for me in a new tab. If you have any questions about the custom post types or the dynamic data, let me know in the comments below. Also, I would like to know which features or topics you are interested in, so I can cover those in the future videos. See you in the next video.